When your body and brain is in fight or flight, you cannot think. It's actually theoretically impossible to do that. In this episode, I'm going to give you some clear steps to reduce your anxiety, your fight or flight response, so that we can free up the thinking brain to actually tackle what the stimulus is in front of you. It's a very quick episode, it's a very simple episode, but my word, is an important episode. Join us. You're going to love it. Now today, we've all heard the expression fight or flight, okay? Now why is this so important to understand what's going on in the brain and how is it actually affecting your desk every day, okay? So first, I'll start with fight or flight. We all know what it is, but for anyone who's a bit vague on it, it's essentially your body's survival mechanism kicking into gear saying, holy shit, there's a tiger, I need to run or I need to freeze, right? And that's what it does. It says freeze because I don't want it to see me, or run because that thing's going to chase me down. And so what the brain's doing in that situation, it's a primal instinct, right? And what it's doing, shutting down digestion, it's completely shutting down the brain, it's pumping blood to the muscles, okay? And it's getting you ready to fight or to run, okay? And that's all it gives a crap about. It charges your body up completely. And we've all felt that before. When you feel anxious, when you feel nervous, when you feel stressed, that's fight or flight kicking into gear. And a lot of people will say, I use this as my superpower. This is what helps me get through my day. I'm at a heightened level and I need to be at a heightened level to get things done. Here's the catch. When you're in fight or flight, the front part of your brain is actually not activated. The thinking part of your brain, the one that can actually think clearly, the one that can create strategies, the one that can kind of navigate thoughts, completely shut down. When you're in fight or flight, that heightened level of anxiousness, stress, go mode, that you cannot think. So if you think that being in this elevated state's helping you, I can actually tell you it's not, okay? So this episode's great for an individual who maybe feels anxiety, gets triggered by certain things that come in, whether it be an email or a certain client call or some part of the job that stresses you out and it's just going to trigger that feeling. Or maybe you're a manager and you've got a team and you've got people who you identify as anxious and whatever. How can you help manage them? Because it's either self-management or you're leading other people. Either way, this episode is going to really help you because I didn't know this. I sat down with an occupational therapist the other week. I wanted to pick her brain about a few things with one of my kids. He's quite anxious and we're just trying to help him navigate that. And it's just a wiring of the brain, okay? And so what they say to do, and if you're parenting is a great example because we do it as adults too, but it's easy to kind of visualize a child. When a kid's in fight or flight and they're stressed, they're anxious, they're getting nervous, they do certain things. They'll act out, they push away, they recoil, they don't want to engage, and you can't speak sense to them, right? And what we tend to do as parents or managers or self-talk is try to logic our way out of it, okay? But here's the thing. When you're in fight or flight, it ain't going to happen. You cannot use your front of your brain, the thinking logical part of the brain, to calm down your fight or flight. It doesn't work. You actually have to resolve and calm the fight or flight process down before we can start using logic and theory and common sense to navigate forward and out of this problem. So if you're managing someone again, or if you've got a kid or it's yourself, how do we calm the fight or flight? There's 2 or 3 ways we can do it. So 1, the strongest and most simple way to calm fight or flight is to show love or to feel love and to feel safe, okay? So if you're a manager and your staff don't feel loved or safe, and I know that sounds wishy-washy, but that they're never going to get out of fight or flight because they're always worried about what you're thinking. They're always stressing. They're always thinking, looking over their shoulder, and they'll never truly be able to be themselves, calm down, and do the work you want them to actually do. So we need to calm down. If they're a child, you give them a hug, make them feel safe, hold the space with them. Once they've calmed down, and only when they've calmed down or we've calmed down, can we regulate? Can we regulate and then to start using that that logical brain to think through what we're feeling, to rationalize what's happening around us, and to come up with strategies to move forward. And this is the crux of the episode. When you have someone in fight or flight, stressed, high elevated emotions, you can't use logic. You cannot use logic in that instance, right? It's not going to work. You could talk all the logic in the world. You could talk all of the rationale in the world, but if they're elevated like this, it cannot physically be processed by the human brain. Okay? They'll hear it and they'll nod. But they're not feeling it. They're still heightened. So what we want to do, if you're the one getting triggered, we want to somehow find a safe place. We want to feel love. Exercise is a great one too, and breathing. Okay? So slow down your breathing. Get up. Go for a quick 2-3 minute walk. Get the blood moving. Just that feeling of putting one foot in front of the other can help you feel like you're getting back into a rhythm, and you'll start to de-elevate your whole nervous system. And then we can start talking and using the thinking part of our brain to rationalize what we need to rationalize. So I hope this helped someone. So this came from an occupational therapist who's been helping me. Was an absolute wealth of information. This was about an hour's session distilled down into 6 minutes. But I really think it's applicable to the world of work. Take control of fight or flight. Relax. If you're feeling elevated, breathe, walk, have a hug, talk to your mum, whatever it does to bring you down. If you're managing someone, hold space with them. Tell them it's okay. We're fine. We're good. You're loved. Let's just relax. And then once they're calm, we come back to it. Once you're calm, we come back to it. Once your kid's calm, we come back to it. And we say, let's unpack this. What triggered us? How do we prevent that happening again? This is what we need to do in this situation because, whatever. So I hope that helps somebody today. It's a little bit sciencey, but it's totally on the path of motivational mindset. And this is what we're here to do, is to get you guys elevated to the next level. And part of that is understanding what's going on day to day when you get triggered. So I hope this helps someone. If it did, like, share, subscribe. It does help us grow. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals and self-regulation come true.